Onefootflipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1-foot flipper. We're upstairs right now because I just want to show you guys what I've been working on. I've been working on changing this nightmare of a room into something more functional. So we've got, that still looks a little messy, but we've got boxes full of listed cards. The listing station is much improved. All these shelves used to be just stacked with piles of junk and junk cards and little miniatures. There's actually open space now. If you wanted to see my setup, I use 3 screens because I will list with up to 6 open windows at a time, depending on what I'm doing. So I hide the PC all the way up there. I don't use that printer much. This is the printer I use all the time. Zebra. Other extra items. Test TV for VCRs. Normal envelopes and paper. Then keep poly bags and other padded mailers here. Boxes and bubble wrap here. Dog likes to hang out right there. Oh, there she is. And then finally, a little bit more. I want to not really have any inventory on this main floor, but the cards are going to have to stay up here because they just sell too often. So I've got more cards. Death pile that needs to be listed along with a few locations. I have a few boxed locations that are up here. Then my shelf system's up here. I file my books still up here. So you have an inventory system, ES2. ES2 is Easy Shelf 2. While these shelves that are behind this rack system, those are the HS shelves. Those are the hard shelves. So I've been thinking more and more lately about my collections and my personal items and everything else, and I've just been wondering, what if I just sold it all? I mean, not every single last item, but you know, most of my hobby stuff, there's a lot of it. I mean, I have multiple shelves of Dungeons and Dragons books here. They're quite valuable. I mean, look at all these 3rd edition Dungeons and Dragons hardback books. I play Dungeons and Dragons maybe 3 times a year, and we don't ever play 3rd edition anymore. Why am I holding those? I should just sell all of those. There's a whole nother shelf of those down below and behind the junk. Maybe I should just cut my collections down to a best of. That might get me into that new house a little bit quicker. I'd probably keep my collection of Hero System books because they're not nearly as valuable and they never show up when you're picking. It's unlikely I'm just going to have a big collection of those fall in my lap again, but most of the rest of this stuff is replaceable. Even if it's not replaceable with the same thing, like I'd probably never find that same trade-in game sign again, or that picture of statues making out, or some of these other things back here, my autographed picture of Ken Osmond. Probably never get those exact things, but I bet I could sell all of those things and within a few years easily fill back up with personal items. So it's something I'm really thinking about. Okay, before we get into the sales, let's talk about a problem that a lot of eBay sellers end up facing once they really get going. The problem is that they'll start picking and buying things and getting their store filled up, and most of the items will be good. Maybe they've got a 60% success rate of good items, maybe it's 80%, maybe it's 90%. But what will happen over time is that all the good items will sell and all the bad items will sit there and not sell. And over time, this leads you to a store with 500, 1,000, 2,000 bad items in it. You're wondering, well, I've got 2,500 items in my store, why aren't they selling? It's because you've got 2,300 bad items in your store and only 200 good ones. That's why it's important to look at your old listings, to either do regular markdowns or to take old items out. If it doesn't sell, eventually, especially if you're doing markdowns, if you've still got that item 2 years later and you've been doing regular markdowns, get rid of it. Or 1 year later. Some clothing people won't hold anything for more than a few months. And that can really improve your sell rate and just the quality of your store. If somebody goes to look at your specific store and sees that everything in it is junk, you know, you don't have anything good, all you've got are Beanie Babies, then that's not gonna be a store that people are gonna want to keep looking through, is it? Speaking of Beanie Babies, my last video mentioned my idea of seeing if I could outsell NC Picker on Beanie Babies. I've decided not to do a specific listing about it, but anybody who buys anything from me, if you mention that you're a viewer or give me a message that says Beanie, I will put a Beanie Baby in your order. And I'll see if I can get to 50 of them that way. I'm not going to make a specific listing since you can't even search for the word beanie right now. Plus, then you guys who want to actually help me get to that level don't have to buy something you don't want. You can buy something that you do want and still help. Let's look at a few sales. Sold a Led Zeppelin 2 for $12.59. Now, despite the fact that I have an inventory system where all my records are on alphabetical order, well, they're in several separate sets of alphabetical order. They'll have a shelf number within the SKU location, and then each shelf will be in alphabetical order. That's because I sometimes have more than one of the same album, and I don't want them getting mixed up. But was that album in correct alphabetical order on the correct shelf? Nope, wasn't there. Looked through all my albums, and for some reason, it was over here in the filming area. I have no idea why. I didn't film that album in a video. Not sure how it walked over here, but it did. I sold 4 more of those Pokemon cards that I posted at high-end prices with the videos for a total of $80. This person did buy them all together, so I can ship them all together. Also sold a couple of ASPCA Pets and Critters cards. I only mention those because I love those cards. They're really high quality, and nobody but me seems to even have them. Sold a kid's baseball glove, $4.04, Rawlings. It's pretty nice. The reason why I would even have a glove that cheap, though, is because when I buy sporting equipment, I only buy it when the prices on the stuff are dirt cheap and there's a bunch of it, and I just ask, well, how much for me to take it all? Because I don't know a lot about sporting equipment. You know, one-legged guys like me, especially who don't even have a real knee, we can't really play many sports, and I was never that athletic to begin with. When we would play basketball, they'd always assign me to guard the girl who I was in love with because she was the other worst player on the other team. Or, you know, softball, same thing, you know, last in the batting order. I was not good at sports. Not at all. Although, surprisingly enough, I did pole vault in high school. The only reason I did is because they had, I also threw discus, but they had an open spot. They could have 3 pole vaulters at every event, and we only had 2 kids who did pole vault, so they let me do it. I never once made it over the bar. I came in and knocked the bar over or fell in the pit every single time until I stopped doing track and field. And I really don't think I could manage it now. All right, well, somehow the spirit of Kathy has come upon my store, and it is Kathy time. I have not that I got these from Kathy, I did not. I have sold not 1, but 2 different sets of stamps for a total of $21. I think that is the most money in stamps I have ever sold. None of my big lots of stamps have sold yet. I'm considering throwing them away and or maybe lighting them on fire. All right, let's get to the title of the video. I sold a Magnavox Odyssey console for, what did I sell this for? $25.19. It doesn't have a power supply, so I have no idea if it works. It's not very clean, but in the pictures, the thing looked just filthy. I don't know if it was the flash or what. Here it just looks dirty, but in the pictures, it looked filthy. I mean, it just looked like mice had pooped on it or somebody poured things on it. I don't even know, but the pictures looked awful. Looks much better in person, but I'm keeping that as the title of the video anyway because that was the title I decided on before I came downstairs. This was a pseudo consignment item from Amy, so Amy will get some money marked on her account. Amy, if you're watching, I've got a few bucks for you, and if you've got anything else for me, you should bring it by. I haven't seen you in a while. Let's see. I also sold and apparently... Yo, did you take them? I sold and apparently misplaced some Mega Man card sleeves. These have the Mega Man on them. I guess I'll just put up the picture. I gotta find those because I just pulled them a few minutes ago, so they've gotta be around here somewhere. Alright, and other than that, I continue to not get as many listings out as I want to. I only did 34 yesterday. That might sound great to some people. That's not great to me. I'm a 50 a day lister, if not more, if not 100. And of course, kids homesick again, so I get less work done then. I get less work with my families around in general. It's the reason why I don't want my wife to come home from her job and help with the business, because I feel like I'd actually get less done if she was here helping me than I would get done on my own. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how it seems to work out. And I'm not going to pull the winner of the giveaway from the last video until it's been like a week, because I want plenty of people to have a chance to enter. If you didn't see the last video, go back to it, and you can enter to win this stack of cards. And that's all I've got for today. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.
He's never gonna find them if I have anything to do with it.